Ever thought about starting your own podcast? Well, Anchor is the easiest way to make a podcast. Anchor gives you everything you need in one place for free, which you can use right from your phone or computer. Creation tools allow you to record and edit your podcast so it sounds great. They'll distribute your podcast for you so you can be heard everywhere. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and many more. You can easily make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. So let me tell you something. Download the Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. What's good, everybody? It's your man Big Don coming live at you. Another episode of TruPlayaz podcast. I'm actually on my way to a little barbecue for my friend's birthday. You know, this is Virgo season. I got a lot of Virgo friends. So I'm going to two parties tonight. I'm going to go to hers first, then to my cousin's party afterwards. So basically, this podcast today is more of a NFL season preview for both the Jets and the Giants, as well as the news coming out of Oakland. Unbelievable. And you know, let me say this. Antonio Brown, I thoroughly believes he has a mental mental issue, because how the hell you forced away out of Pittsburgh because you didn't like the quarterback. You didn't like how things was run over there in Pittsburgh, and then you go to Oakland where you want to be at. You start off with the foot issue in the bariatric chamber, or the crowd, whatever that freeze your body shit that he was doing. Got his feet all crusted up and hurt, and blisters formed because he was in the cryogenic bed. And then he started issue about the helmets, that he wanted to go sue the NFL because they didn't allow him to use the helmet that he wanted to use. And then the issue now, well, he gets to an argument with Mike Mayock, the general manager of the Oakland Raiders. Calls him a crack and all types of shit. And at first, it looked like John Gruden was not going to suspend him or even fine him. He was trying to find a way to keep him on the team. But there was a loophole in which I was overheard Mike Tannenbaum state in the First Take with Stephen A. and Max Kellerman, in which if the Oakland Raiders either suspend him or fine him before the first game of the season, his contract is no longer guaranteed. And this guy was going off. He must have known the stipulations when he signed the contract. If he's going to cause any trouble, any kind of judgment to the team, he should have known that it could be a possibility that his contract could be non-guaranteed. Did his agent let him know about that? Where was Drew Rosenhaus when all this shit was going down? He was being a malcontent in Oakland. He didn't even get a chance to play the first game. Then he goes, this is the problem with, you know, these guys, these millennials, man, I tell you. They go on Instagram and make their intentions on Instagram. Why can't you be a man and speak in behind closed doors and state your intentions, state your wishes behind closed doors? Why do we have to do on Instagram and Facebook about what you want to happen, how you want to be released from the Raiders? You know what I'm saying? You guys, I mean, these NFL players get paid too much money to be on fucking Instagram and Facebook. Can we switch places? For real. Can we switch places? Spoiled brat, think he's God, you know what I'm saying? Mr. Big Chest and all that bullshit he was doing during the offseason. You know, he knucklehead. However, you know, this is something that they had to fine him. I mean, it was reports saying that he apologized to the team, apologized to David Carr, and then when he got hit up with the fine, $215,000, he was like, "Oh, Raiders better cut me and release me. I'm asking for my release." Who the fuck is you? You're making $30 million guaranteed. Why would you fuck it up just because they fined you $215,000? And it's I'm sorry to say it, but it's brothers like this that give black men a bad name, yo. These guys don't know how to freaking act when they get some money in their pocket. They act like all of a sudden the world's owed to them. No, motherfucker. The world's not owed to you no matter how much money you make. Don't forget what your pigmentation is. Don't forget who's paying you and their pigmentation. They could take so much, and then they'd be like, you know what, F you. And that's basically what Oakland did, but what Oakland did was basically piss off the rest of the NFL. By cutting him, he goes to Bill Belichick. Just signed about 2-3 hours ago. He signed with the Patriots for an undisclosed amount of money. He's going to be playing for the Patriots now, where his quarterback is Tom Brady. How much you want to bet he's going to keep his mouth shut now? Because, his big mouth ain't going to work in New England. And now New England's loaded. Now they got Josh Gordon. And now they got Antonio Brown. And Julian Edelman. How many toys is Tom Brady going to be throwing to this season? Prime for another Super Bowl. But I'm going to tell you straight up what it was, though. Why the Bill Belichick jumped on that real quick, because he feared the Jets. I ain't going to lie, he feared the Jets. The Jets are up and coming. My team is up and coming. I'm a big Jet fan. And we're going to segue right into that. You know what I'm saying? The Jets are going to play the Bills at 1 p.m. at the MetLife Stadium. What I expect with the team, I do expect them to be a winning team this season. I'm looking at a 9-7 record for this year. I think there's a 75% chance they will miss the playoffs, and then get themselves ready for the next season, where they can improve the defense more, get themselves some cornerbacks, get themselves a pass rush, and get themselves a top flight receiver. You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking closely to the development of Sam Darnold under Adam Gase. Like I said, I feel this team is going to be a very competitive team this year, and I wouldn't be surprised if they do surpass 10 wins or 11 wins. I wouldn't be surprised. But right now, I'm being conservative. I'm going to call them a 9-7 team this season. And like I said, the loss of Avery Williamson is a big loss to the New York Jets. They have to replace him with another linebacker. I'm sure Joe Douglas is going to be scouring the waiver wire even before the first game to try to find him a cornerback. But the thing that scares me about the New York Jets is the kicking game, the field goal kicking game especially. Cannizzaro couldn't hit an extra point or a field goal in which he just retired out of nowhere. And this kid, Bertoline or whatever his name is, was struggling with hitting extra points. Now they signed this guy, I believe his last name is Miller, and now he's going to be the kicker, the field goal kicker for the Jets for Week 1. And he hasn't never kicked a field goal in the NFL. So that in itself worries me as a Jet fan. I just hope the Jets blow the Bills out, be up by 2 touchdowns, so we don't have to think about that, because God forbid if it's within 2 points and that boy is going to have to hit a big 45-yard field goal, my heart's going to be in my throat, because I need to know if he can make that. I need to know if he's going to make that. But hopefully, like I said, the coaching's there. Hopefully Greg Williams will figure out something with the cornerback position. Hopefully Tremaine Johnson can play up to his contract, and not like he played last year. And like I said, I'll call that season 9-7 season. I believe the Jets will beat the Bills this game. Tomorrow is going to be a very close game. I think the Jets going to win by 6 points. 6 points. I say they'll win 22-16. But don't be surprised if the Bills win this game either, because they got a great defense. Josh Allen is improving. They still got Robert Woods. I'm still shocked that they cut Shady McCoy. But the Bills are an upcoming team also. So we'll see what happens. And now I'm going to segue to the New York Giants and their situation with the quarterback, what's going to happen this year. Golden Tate's out for the first 4 games for PED suspension. The all eyes is on Eli Manning this year. Everyone is pretty much, from the talk show hosts, pretty much counting down the time where Daniel Jones will take over. I know if previous episodes you guys heard me speak about Daniel Jones. Let me tell you something. I didn't have a problem with them picking Daniel Jones. I had a problem with where they took him and the other needs that they had, especially in the linebacker position, when they could have got the kid Josh Allen, another Josh Allen from I believe from LSU or something like that, the linebacker, the inside linebacker. And I thought the Giants could have picked that linebacker up at pick 6 and then get Daniel Jones with the 17th pick. But they thought they were going to lose him, so they chose Daniel Jones. At least Daniel Jones did look great in the preseason. Let's be real about it. He was playing against second string, third string players, but he did show some moxie in the pocket. Did make some great throws. I was surprised how accurate he was with the football, how he fit to windows and things like that. My only issue with him was holding on to the football, and the fumbles. You know, with time and some reps, he'll improve that and learn how to protect the football better. I like to see how the Giants do without Odell Beckham, without their big time. They don't have a big time receiver. They got a bunch of possessive receivers. They don't have anybody that can stretch the field for either Eli Manning or Daniel Jones. And this is where the pressure's on Evan Ingram to step up and be that hybrid tight end / wide receiver. He could have a big season this year if he could hold on to the ball when the ball's thrown onto him. He's been having issues in the past 2 years with dropping the football when he catches it. So, and another thing too, the offensive line has improved for the Giants. Eli Manning will be on his feet more than on his back. And also, my worry with the Giants has always been, over the past few years, was not the offense, it has always been the defense. When this team gets a lead, can this defense make a big stop to hold on to the lead? This is what's going to be. That's going to be the question this year. The improvements in certain spots. Excuse me, but like I said, the defense scares me. They got a lot to prove. This is their second year back in the 3-4 defense, so I'm looking at that as a key cog for the New York Giants. I'm gonna put it to you like this: if they're sub 500 by week 6, you will see Daniel Jones as a starting quarterback. By week 6. So that's why this first game here for Eli Manning is going to be big. If you can beat the Cowboys, they can easily go 3-1 or 4-0. Easily. These first 4 weeks, the toughest challenge is the Cowboys. And they just signed Zeke for a 6-year, $90 million, in which only $30 million is guaranteed. So he's going to be a little bit rusty coming back. So the opportunity for the Giants is there for them to steal this game in Dallas at 4 p.m. The opportunity is there for them. So that's what I'm looking forward to. It's a big season. You know, back to NFL. You know what I'm saying? I know last time I spoke to you guys, I was speaking a lot about the Mets. I will speak a little bit about them right now. They're 4 games out. They're playing the Phillies tonight. For my fellow Mets fans, sorry to say it, that 6-game losing streak they had when they lost to the Braves, in the middle of that, cost them the opportunity to complete for the wild card. And this is where, you know, Mickey Callaway, in essence, in my opinion, has lost his job. He's not going to get an extension. There will be a new manager for the New York Mets, but I will speak on that on another episode. But right now, guys, I'm going to sign off on this podcast. I want to thank you guys for listening to the podcast. Once again, you can listen to this podcast on JoeyG Radio, Anchor, Spreaker, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, iHeart Radio, SoundCloud, and hopefully soon on TuneIn Radio. And any comments, feedbacks, complaints, definitely hit me up on TruPlayaz@gmail.com. Once again, the email is TruPlayaz podcast@gmail.com. Once again, it's your man Big Dom. I'm going to sign off on this podcast episode. I'll let you guys another time. Peace.